When I hike, I like to get way off the beaten path, and I do find some weird stuff out there. This particular trip, I found some weird stuff I was not at all expecting to find. Some of the rock cliffs in this 2.5 mile long gorge are 1,000 feet high. And the views in every direction are just amazing. Today was one of those perfect southern U.S. summer days, warm, about 84 degrees Fahrenheit, with blue skies and puffy clouds floating around. A few a little gray and threatening, but no rain. I followed the river for a while, crisscrossing a few times. Then I started hiking up toward the base of the tall rock cliffs. Maybe I'll find a hidden cave or something else interesting. As I'm climbing up, through the trees, I start seeing this big blue metal object. It's an old pickup truck, absolutely mangled. My first thought was, how in the world did this get here? But it was obvious. Somebody launched it off the cliff. My next thought was obvious too. Are there any bodies inside it? What's the story? I walk over slowly and peek in the driver window. Look how far the steering wheel is pushed in toward the seat. So far, I'm not seeing any old clothes or bones. This truck is warped up good. That's a long way down. The engine is still intact. Everything looks intact. not like a junker that was dumped. But if it was driven off the cliff by accident, I would think I would be seeing an old pair of boots, some old jeans, and an old jacket or shirt laying in the floorboard with bones still in them, and a skull with an old Cat Diesel hat laying on it. But with this kind of impact, if somebody was driving it, they could have been thrown out way before it landed, or gone through the windshield and got catapulted down to the river. Interesting, there's a logo on the side of the door here of a business that operates in White County, Georgia. I thought about calling them. Then I thought, what if I'm kicking an old bee's nest? What if this truck was launched off the cliff 40 years ago and reported as stolen for insurance money? What if it was stolen and dumped? What if it was dumped with a body in it, and I just haven't found that body? A lot of what ifs. I'm just out here hiking. This truck is definitely a mystery. The rear tires are relatively bald. Maybe some kid stole it and smoked the tires off before they launched it. When I was growing up, a lot of my friends drove around on bald tires, from laying a lot of rubber on the Georgia and Carolina asphalt. If you know what year and model this old truck is, let us know here in the comments. The year model would at least give us some idea of how long this truck has been down here. I don't see any bones or skulls, do you? There's no key in the ignition, but the impact has thrown a lot of stuff off. It could have flown out on impact, particularly if it was a long, heavy keychain. There's no glass left anywhere, and the hood is missing. The engine looks like an inline six. This old thing is truly a squashed beer can. The bed is totally buckled. Up higher on the slope I find the battery, what's left of it, and an old steel drum. And an antique bathroom pot, probably not related to the truck. The things this old pot has seen. Oh. And even higher up toward the rock cliff is the hood from the old truck. That was definitely a ride down. Look how it's bent over on itself. I continue climbing upward toward the bottom edge of the rock cliff, and I come across something else. Any idea what it is? I think I know, but that would be weird for sure. The climb's getting steeper with every step, and another steep rock cliff is coming up ahead. Well. Wow. So, the old white fiberglass bucket is exactly what I thought it was. But it's still shocking to see this huge hunk of mangled utility truck down in here too. This old thing is teetering dangerously on the edge of two huge boulders. What an odd, amazing sight. Here's the steel turret where the hydraulic arm used to sit. It must have been a huge racket when that big thing went flying off. This utility truck is old, maybe 1960s. What do you think? Here's the battery. Maybe old steering housing or front differential. This thing is literally hanging in the air here. As I stand here in awe of this old chunk of metal, I feel something climbing up my leg. No harm. Here's the old engine still intact. Look how beat up the oil pan is. The utility workers might have been rough on it back in the day. Who knows? This thing is hanging here so dangerously I can barely get a glimpse into the old cab. What I can see immediately though is it looks like the steering wheel has been wired so it wouldn't turn. What do you think? So maybe this thing was launched off the cliff above with a rock on the gas pedal or something. Up on the mountain at the edge of the cliff, I found some more pieces. And the giant hydraulic arm. Danger for sure. This huge thing stretches out like old dinosaur bones in a rainforest. So, this is an interesting mystery to me. Why are these two old trucks down here at the bottom of a huge cliff? Were they accidents? Did somebody die? Were they launched off for fun? Or launched and claimed as stolen to collect insurance money? Launched to hide a crime? Weird and interesting. As I hike my way back out of here, I come across a few more old things. An old Frisbee. Who wouldn't want to throw a Frisbee off a cliff? I'm surprised there aren't 1,000 Frisbees down here. A really old school Busch beer can. What an amazing day, an amazing hike and solo adventure. I think I need to go back soon and look more closely for clues. Like, was there anything in the dash or behind the seats? If you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. We'll see you soon.